So hopefully you can hear me. I have to be in my bed because I'm just not feeling it today. But so there's this thing called the Great Conjunction or the Great Awakening that's supposed to be happening December 21st, 2020. For as long as people can probably remember, whoever this is, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. But December 21st, 2020 is supposed to be something called the Great Awakening. And for as long as I can remember, and anybody can remember, when it comes to religion, especially the Jehovah's Witnesses and Christianity, they are known for predicting the end. Okay, cool. What up, Lisa? So that is something that's hilarious to me, because if you translate the Bible and translate the words, when the Bible says that it's going to be the end of the world, it simply means, translated, the end of an age. So it's not necessarily that the world is ending. It's just that there's going to be the end of an age, which means like an end of a system, an end of the way of doing things that we've been doing it. So when it comes to December 21st, 2020, that's considered the end of the age. Now, if you actually look up the Ethiopian calendar, their date is, I think, one day behind us, but it's like 2012 or 2013 there. Yep, it's supposed to happen this year. So, and you're right, Lisa. So, if you look up, they changed it, because I looked it up on Google, and then when I tried to look it up again recently, it was like trying to make it seem like it was really like up to date as far as the year. But no, in Ethiopia, their calendar actually has 13 months. Ours only have 12. And then in Ethiopia, it's like 2012 there, or I think now maybe 2013. If that's not weird to people, I don't know what the hell is. So when they say that it's supposed to be the end of the world, it simply means it's supposed to be the end of the age. Now, when it comes to what's supposed to happen, it's called the Great Conjunction because I think it's Jupiter and Saturn and a few other planets, maybe all of the planets, are supposed to all align. It's called like a planetary alignment. Now, I'm sorry I got on here and did not know the correct term for all of them, or the correct planets or whatever, but I'm giving you enough information, whoever watches the video, to pretty much, get what I'm saying and be able to look it up. You can Google, or you can go on YouTube and type in the Great Conjunction or the Great Awakening, or you can type in December 21st, 2020, planetary alignment, the golden age. You can look up all that stuff. So what's supposed to happen around that time is it's supposed to be a coronal mass ejection, a CME, and it's supposed to be like a solar flare. So what that means is the radiation and everything from the sun is supposed to activate I guess, our DNA. And so we're supposed to have increased psychic powers, increased intuition, what they call superhuman strength and stuff like that. I don't mean to do like this, but you know what I mean. So what's hilarious about this, to me personally, is the supposed coronavirus. All of this is happening for a reason. At this point, I don't care what anybody thinks about me or whatever my views are. They are what the hell they are. So if I can do my own independent research and find out the truth for myself, I'm not going to be shamed for people believing what the fuck the news says, when the news clearly is a script. And all of the news stations in the United States pretty much regurgitate and repeat the same bullshit. So they have videos on that as well. They all have the same script. They all do the same shit. They're robots. Watch the movie called They Live. So, the movie is called They Live. THEY space LIVE. That movie will show you pretty much how the world is run, and everybody is pretty much a puppet that's on TV. When it comes to our society and the way that everything is ran, is ran to incite your senses, your lower nature senses. So pleasurable things, everything to make you not focus on your inner self, which is where the real world is. One moment. Christian, he's here. Go straight downstairs. Sorry. So, anyway, so one more thing that I want to say. This video is not going to be that long. I have something that I want to present to people. Now, whether people believe this or not, whether you agree with it or not, however you feel, that's not really I don't care. But the whole point is, I live my life from the inside out, like I said before. And I listen to my inner world more than I listen to what's happening on the outside world, because I understand that this world really does not exist the way that we think that it does, but we project our world. So therefore, in our world, our microcosm, the only thing that exists is really us and the souls that are here. Everything else outside of us is a matrix, and none of it is concrete. It can all be changed. So please get that out your mouth. Oh, okay. So with that being said, there's two documents: the Protocols of Zion, and then Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. You need to look up those two documents. Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, the Protocols of Zion, two separate documents. I'm bringing those documents up because this is what I want to say that's very important. I heard on the inside of myself, as I came to understand the mental plane, the astral plane, I heard on the inside of myself that the Third World War is happening already, and is happening on the mental plane. That's what I heard. What that means is, let's break this down. Psychology, that word, the word ology at the end of, well, not the word, but the suffix, which is the end of a word, some words. It means the study of. And the word that is in front of that word, which is the prefix, it means psyche. So the root word of psychology is psyche, which means the soul. That word is synonymous. Soul is synonymous with the word mind. So I don't want to have to break out my dictionary, but the point of what I'm saying is, outside of this world that we live in, that we exist on, this realm, is not the real world. It is a world, and another word for world is realm or dimension. So with that being said, we exist in this world. However, we have a mind and a soul that exists somewhere else in another dimension. We have access to those dimensions. However, having access to those dimensions, there are entities, forces, beings, energy, whatever the hell you want to call it, that are in those realms, or that realm, the mental plane. And if you don't understand that world, or that plane, plane, you will not understand how it operates and how it can manifest in this realm, or how people who are in this realm can have access to that realm to experience those entities, or those forces, or those energies. So the coronavirus, the word corona, I don't even understand. I get a little bit upset about this stuff, because if people simply get the damn dictionary, okay? Doesn't cost that much. If you can buy blunts and weed, a damn dictionary does not cost $20. I'm not fussing anybody, but I get really passionate about this, because everything is right in our faces. But the problem is, so many people are used to being fed information instead of going out and picking it for themselves, and figuring out what's going on for themselves. The coronavirus, look at the word. Corona simply means basically like a halo. I hope I'm explaining this right. I just don't want to have to get up and go get my dictionary. It's the outline of a star. That's what the corona is. When you think about Jesus, You think about the halo around his head. It's the outside of a circle. Okay. So, if the coronavirus, if you think about that, the corona is a halo around the head. What is in the head? The mind. The coronavirus, simply put, hear me please when I say this, it is a mind virus. You have to believe in it for you to get it. Now, how is that possible? How is it possible for a mind virus to manifest physically? I'm going to explain it. You listen to the news. First of all, we are energy, okay? Frequencies. What is emitted from the television and the radio and these phones? Frequencies. So when you're listening to the news, to the radio, to all these fear tactics about the coronavirus, about COVID, what do you think is happening? And you're basically taking in these negative frequencies, and it causes what? Fear. Because they're telling you that it's a pandemic, but we don't see anybody really dying. People die every fucking day. We are not seeing mass amounts of people dying from coronavirus or COVID. What we're actually seeing is mass amounts of people being neglected by doctors who have real medical issues, who those real medical issues can be treated properly, but they are turned away and turned down and neglected, and their condition gets worse, or they're treated the wrong way, their condition gets worse, and they die. Now, I don't give a fuck who wants to argue about that. I don't give a fuck who disagrees with it. I've seen it myself. I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've driven to the hospitals here. There were nobody in the waiting rooms when I saw it on TV, and they said that the hospitals were overflowing, the emergency rooms. I took pictures of it and shared it on Facebook, so I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about any of this, that it's real, and that I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about anybody saying their family member died from COVID, because I had a few family members, they lied and said died from COVID, but it turns out they fucking didn't. So I don't want to hear that. I've already done my independent research and found out and saw documents from the CDC that told them to basically categorize everybody that passes away as if they either had COVID or diagnosed with COVID and they died. So I don't want to hear shit. Now, what I was saying is this. When you constantly have the news telling you these are the symptoms, these are the symptoms, these are the symptoms, and you are feeding on this frequency because you're listening to it and you're heeding to it, it's going to cause fear. Fear lowers your immune system. Let me take it back one step. Fear lowers your frequency, and when your frequency gets lowered, it lowers your immune system. And then what happens when your immune system becomes weak? You become susceptible to a fucking cold, to the flu, to any autoimmune virus or disease or whatever, okay? That's what happens. Now, I'm not saying that the virus is that something is not out there. It's just not what they're saying that it is to that degree. I have a problem with that. Now, when it comes to the coronavirus, the mind virus, why do you think they're so busy hiding the sky? Bill Gates told us a long time ago about the global warming. Then all of this bullshit. All of it is bullshit. So when it comes to the global warming, they say they have to hide the sun, or they have to block the sun, so they put artificial clouds up there. But yet Bill Gates literally said this, and people are still saying that it's not true, that those are not fake clouds. So then what the hell did Bill Gates say? Then you have Germany and you have China who have put up sun simulators. So then what the hell is that in the sky? Because I remember in the 1990s and the early 200s, the sun did not look like that. The sun looks like, you know how you can take a piece of paper and you can like draw a circle, and then you can cut it out and put it by like a light bulb or something. Or if I take a little piece of paper about this big and put it up here by one of these little lights, it's going to look you're going to be able to see through it. It's going to look like a piece of paper up there. That's what the sun looks like. When I look at it outside, I took pictures of it. It looks fucking weird. Then you have these clouds up there that basically every single fucking day hide the actual blue sky and makes it look gloomy over the city of Milwaukee. But when I drive to Pewaukee or Wauwatosa or Waukesha, it's completely fucking blue. And then when I look back at the inner city, it's dark all over the city. To me, That's more than them just hiding the sky. There's something spiritual that's going on, and they are either putting something over us to cause the death and destruction and the bullshit that's happening around here, and or they are putting fake clouds up there. Okay, and it looks horrible. So anyway, I'm gonna finish this up. The Third World War is happening. It started already. I don't know how long it's been, but it started already. And people are being defeated on a mind level, because what is getting ready to happen December 21st, 2020, they're trying to prevent as many people as possible from receiving this mass corona or mass, corona mass ejection. That's a damn shame. My mind is all over the place because I really have to be focused when I get on live, and I'm not. But I really feel like I needed to say this, and if I didn't say it, I just was never going to say it. So, the information that I'm giving, if you don't take anything else from it, then take this. The comments right there. Lisa said, I was watching a YouTube video on this, and they said the Mayans had it wrong in 2012, and it's supposed to happen this year. If you go to Google and type in, what year is it in Ethiopia? How many months is it in the Ethiopian calendar? If we live in a world, okay, how the fuck can it be 1 year over there and we supposedly live on the same globe or the same flat earth, whatever the fuck it is, who knows? It's probably neither one. How is it 2013 or 12 over there and it's 2020 over here? That makes no sense. People don't think time travel is real, but yet California is 2 hours behind Wisconsin. That's weird. When you go to California or when you go out of town and there's a time difference, isn't that called time traveling? Because if I get on a plane from here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then go to California or Arizona, I'm going to be on a plane for 4 hours, but it's probably going to seem like it's 2 or 3 because of the time switch. Nobody thinks that planes are time traveling machines. Wow. And then, you know what? I may have to go get my damn dictionary. That's okay. I'm going to do a live and talk about this. Because the definition of the word plane, it's like 4 definitions, okay? P-L-A-N-E, not P-L-A-I-N. P-L-A-N-E. If you get a dictionary and look up if you look up the word plane and read all of the definitions of plane, one of the definitions is going to say a plane is a level of existence or consciousness, okay? Now, if it says that in that definition, I have a dictionary / thesaurus. The synonym of the word plane, the 4th definition that talks about a level of consciousness, literally the synonym is airplane. Huh? Are you kidding me? And people think that when I say the things that I say, I'm tripping. Yeah, I can be extreme as far as my emotions and the way that I say things because I cannot believe some of the shit that I actually see and hear, especially when it comes from within me first. And then I look it up and I see that it's real. You know, that what I heard is correct on the inside. That's a little scary to me. Not because I'm afraid, but because it's like, damn, this whole time I've been thinking that I'm tripping. But then when I look up the word plane and I see that the definition says something about a level of consciousness, okay, then we're gonna have to look up the word consciousness. So if the word airplane is connected to the word plane, what up, Rochelle? If that's what the case is, I love you, then that means that when you get into an airplane, you are time traveling. I need you to know that. Because when you go from California or any place that is different from where you originally are and there's a significant time difference, or I don't care if it's 1 damn minute, that's a problem. Not a problem, but I mean, that should let you know that there is a such thing as time travel. So, I'm going to have to end this because here she is. So, it's just a lot of things that is going on right now. And I need people to be aware of the shifts that are going on energetically, spiritually, and within themselves especially, because intuitions are being heightened. Excuse me, but okay, here she is. So say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Intuitions are being heightened. Basically, this is another thing. The spiritual world and the material world are merging. The dream world, as I heard somebody say. And I heard that the dream world is the astral realm. Now, say hi, TT Rochelle.
Hi, TT Rochelle.
So, I'm not saying that any of the things that I'm saying is for anybody specifically to take as concrete information. It's what my inner self gave me. All I'm doing is putting the conversation out there for people to think and for people to go beyond the box that their minds have been put in with religion, with indoctrination called education, even though somebody's telling you what the hell to think. I don't agree with that. I have my own damn brain, my own interpretation, my own perception. I care to think for myself. So that's something right there to consider. We really have to really seriously think about the things that we are told, because I don't think I would have got into anything as far as the spiritual realm and psychic and medium stuff if my inner self didn't lead me to it. I didn't choose the spiritual awakening chose me. I didn't choose the ancestors. Not that I have anything against them. I didn't know anything about any of this stuff until it was shown to me, given to me. So if my inner world that I know what's attached to my soul and my psyche and my mind, I know that that's a realm that my soul is in and my body is in this realm. So I'm connected to something outside of this realm. All of us are, that we get our information from. You can connect to your intuition and get answers from a higher plane of existence that is higher than where we are. Now, how about this? I'm going to show you something. So, if you extend your hand, your arm out from your body, I probably can't. Let me see. If you extend your hand out from your body, right, you have an auric field that I believe is 4 to 6 feet from your actual body. Now, this is what I want you to think about. If you have an aura field that extends out, and there are levels of that aura field, different names. Consider this. If you are a microcosm, which is a mini universe inside of a bigger universe, because micro is small, you have layers, okay? Consider the earth. And the earth has what? Layers. Think about that. The atmosphere, the stratosphere, the hemisphere. I may not be saying them in order, but you should get the point. The troposphere, whatever the hell it's called. I think it's about 7 different layers of atmospheric whatever. We have the same thing. We have a chakra system. The earth has a chakra system. I hope I don't sound angry, but I get so passionate about this because there is so much going on in this realm that's coming from the other realm. It's almost like it's bleeding over from there to this one, which is why they say things like the veil is thinning. I have a canopy net on my bed, as you can see. So this net right here, this net right here would be a representation of the veil, okay? When you move this net, it's gone. So what you think is going to happen when the veil is thinning to the point where it's no more? It's going to merge. There's no separation between the astral and the material. Are you ready for that? Would you be ready for that? Would you be ready for, they call people schizophrenics now, because schizophrenics, let me tell you something. See, I know a little bit too much, and I get too excited. I would love to do a video and break down the truth about schizophrenia, because the word schizo means split. But split as far as what? Split in between 2 different realms. So schizophrenics, my dad has paranoid schizophrenia and a few family members. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. But what I learned, how about this? I'm only talking about my experience, okay? I don't know about anybody else. I'm talking about my experience. One thing that I know for sure is that people diagnosed with schizophrenia who went through spiritual awakenings, when they are at a low vibration, the voices and the things that they see horrify them, okay? When they get to a point where they go through some type of awakening and then they raise their frequency, those voices and the images are not as negative. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? What they call mental illness is not mental illness. That is crazy. And then the word phrenic, the N word of schizophrenia is PHRENIC, phrenic. There's a nerve called the phrenic nerve. So you have to look these things up. You have to break these words down, because if you don't, you'll be put on medication and all type of other shit. But see, I don't let the doctors tell me just any damn thing. I don't let anybody tell me any damn thing, because I have my own mind and I know how to use it. The reason why I talk about being the INFJ and the personality type and the spiritual gifts, thank you, Pooh, is because I was told all my life that I was crazy because of the shit that I saw and the shit that I knew that was real. As a kid, I wasn't going for no bullshit. I knew things that nobody told me. I saw things that other people couldn't see, and if they could see it, they were demonized for it, so they told me to just be quiet or I didn't see it, or let's not talk about it. Bullshit. So now that I'm older and I'm able to think more independently and freely without somebody hindering me, excuse me, and now that I have access to my own resources like a dictionary, Google, and I can really, and I trust my intuition. When I hear something, the truth about something, like about the mental plane and the connection to it, nobody could tell me anything different. Now here's the funny thing. When I hear what I hear on the inside, I look for confirmation on the outside. I find it all the time. All the fucking time. So what does that tell me? That I'm not the only person that's connected to the what? The mental plane. People are drawing the exact, People are drawing the exact same conclusions that I'm drawing from my inner self. Now, the other thing is, I don't ask to be shown this stuff. It just comes to me. I can be sitting down and I'll hear something like I heard, the third World War is happening on the mental plane. I'm like, oh shit, that's real deep. High off the damn press. So I go ahead and do some research and get to looking it up. And then I find out that there's a such thing called the mental plane, which is real. German scientists, Swedish scientists have all confirmed this, have all done research on it, have all talked about, I bet you all didn't know this. Intelligence as far as IQ is one thing. Intelligence as far as emotional intelligence is another thing. But did you know that there's a such thing called intuition IQ? You know how I know? Because I've been telling my therapist for a long time that I know that I'm a genius. I'm not being cocky about it. I'm not being boastful about it. But for people to make it seem like something's wrong with us because we know about things that we can't tangibly touch or tangibly give explanation for, or that we can't really show other people, but other people have experienced this shit too, we get called crazy. We get made to look like something is wrong with us. But if you do research, before modern psychology became the bullshit game that it is, you definitely know who you are. Absolutely natural, and you do too. Now the scientists and here's the thing. I get real excited about this stuff because they tried to get me with a whole bunch of mental illness diagnosis. I'm not motherfucking mentally ill though. I'm not. I'm extremely, extremely brilliant, intelligent. All of us are. But they try to make our mental illness, they try to make our intelligence mental illness. You can't have a mind illness. But you can be possessed, or you can be oppressed, or you can be suppressed. Now, the first modern psychology is actually parapsychology demonized. Para, P-A-R-A, psychology. It's all one word. Look up Wilhelm, Wilhelm Reich, Reich. That man was a parapsychologist, I believe. Stop it, Pooh. If you look up people like Carl Jung, he has occult ties. He's the person that came up with understanding the subconscious, the unconscious, and the conscious, and the shadow self, and the anima, and the all of that shit, right? Now, how about this? Why is it that these science inbox me this information? I'm gonna read up on it tonight. Absolutely. Why is it that these people in psychology now can demonize us about our experiences? I'm going to get the dictionary and break down psychology for you all, because I studied it. My inner self told me what the hell it was, and I was pissed. I'm still pissed. That's probably why I sound so damn aggressive, because all my life these people have been telling me that I'm crazy. And I'm like, I'm crazy, but everything I hear on the inside is always fucking right. And then now I start to look up things that I've been noticing, and intuition and all this stuff, right? And come to find out, intuition can be measured, and it is a such thing as intuitive genius. What? So the psychologists from Germany and Sweden and all these other damn countries know the truth about psychology. And, excuse me, ma'am, please stop jumping in my bed. Go get in your bed and jump. Thank you. Excuse me. So, if these psychologists and parapsychologists know the truth about psychology, what the fuck are they teaching now? I don't mean no disrespect to anybody that went to school for psychology, because I was going to school for psychology. I didn't finish, but I was going. But the point of what I'm saying is, why is it that psychology is demonized, but psychology, the psychology before it was the psychology, now parapsychology is the absolute truth, and it studied our minds and our souls and our psyches and the functions thereof. How did it get lost to us being medicated? When Carl Jung has occult ties, and that's where he got most of his information from the mental plane. What the hell is going on here? Why is the truth about the mental plane and about Jada, sit down. Why is the truth about every fucking thing being hidden from us? To the point where they have us walking around with some goddamn masks on. Watch this. This shit is crazy. To the point where they have us walking around like this. This shit is crazy. You cannot make this shit up. They have us walking around here with masks on, y'all. For what? I have not worn a mask, seriously, for more than 5 minutes. Unless I was in the store and I didn't want the store to get shut down because they didn't see me walk in with this. But when I walked in, I took it off. And when I took it off, I didn't hear a word telling me to put it back on. And I actually saw half the people working in the stores with no mask on. They had it around them, but they didn't have it on. So what does that tell you? I need people to seriously get the molasses out your ass and out of your ears, out your mind, and think. For real. If you already own it, that's cool. But this shit is getting out of hand. Because the war is up here. It really is. And when they cannot get you up here, I don't know. I'm not even going to talk about that. But they didn't make the movie Get Out for nothing. They didn't make the movie They Live for nothing. They didn't make any of these movies telling the truth for nothing. All of the things that are happening right now are happening for a reason. The coronavirus. Now, I'm going to talk about this for a split second, and I'm not going to say anything else about this, I don't think. I'm going to try not to. Why are people so geeked about voting for Biden and Kamala? I am not into politics, but I have enough damn sense to think for myself. Joe Biden can't even remember what the hell he is even running for. Okay? Get out of my bed. Now, get out. He can't even remember what the hell he's running for. Why is either one of them running? Because they fucking old. And how come none of the... I'm not going to do that. Look, Biden The crime bill, look that up. Joe Biden, the crime bill. Look it up. Look up these people before they were where they are now. I'm not saying support Trump, but I'm damn sure not saying support Biden. I don't agree with none of this bullshit. I already know Trump is gonna win. How about this? The Electoral College. Look that up. Electoral College. So if you think that you have a choice, or any of us, the game is rigged, folks. That's what George Carlin told us. He didn't have to tell us we should have known that. Why would you trust? You don't trust one wing, but you trust the other one, but they both on the same damn eagle. Somebody has to start thinking. I'm not afraid to say anything, but I just go the hell off, and it becomes too much for people, and I go down rabbit holes that nobody's ready for. I don't want to do that to anybody because I had to live with my own rabbit hole. I'm a rabbit hole just alone. So I don't want to subject anybody to the deepest depths of my soul, because trust me, I'm not even on the earth. I'm on the earth, but I'm not in this realm. I'm fucking somewhere. I'm gone, okay? And that's not a bad thing. I'm saying that because what's going to happen, and what is happening, is we are ascending whether motherfuckers want to believe it or not. We are ascending whether people want to go or not. And if you don't want to go and you don't want to ascend, you keep on doing low vibrational shit. And then when the shit hit the fan, I don't know what to tell you. But as for me, I'm all the way up before the up happens. My suggestion, let's see. My suggestion is to sit and listen. And if you want me to show you that it doesn't take a long time, I can give you an exercise and let you I can help you. What I may do tonight before the night is over is I may read an excerpt from the book that I posted called You Are Psychic. And he talks about how to get information from on an intuitive level, and how to sit and how to focus up here, because this is the crown chakra. And you know those birthday hats that's like a triangle, and down here is the cylinder part and up here is the pointy part. Well, if you turn that upside down so that the pointy part is so that the pointy part is right here, and it's coming out your head like this. If you imagine a cylinder kind of like this, or a triangle-shaped cylinder type of whatever. If you imagine like a cone-shaped thing right here, and you imagine it spinning, right? You can picture that in your mind, and you can sit, and you can focus on looking up here and keeping your consciousness up here. Stop it. You can focus on up and asking yourself on the inside for information. And if you focus hard enough, not focus hard enough, but if you focus long enough, my daughter is really distracting me, you can get messages from the higher dimensions. It's not hard. I do it every damn day, and I don't even try. That's just the way that I live, by being an INFJ. We are dominant. We are led by our intuition. So we are introverts. It's called an intuitive introvert, or intuitive feeling, whatever the hell it's called. I'm telling you, it's hard to focus with a little person, but it's introverted intuition. So I have to spend a lot of time by myself, because my inner world, I'm more active and present in that world than I am out here. And when I need to be, I'm able to come out here and deal with people. I don't like to, but I'm telling you, this is how I know, even before I read this book, how to get information. Because ever since I was young and I focus and I'm trying to think or trying to get something and I'm pulling on the inside of myself, I always do like this. I always look up, or I look to the side. I just know that it's something up here that I can pull from. And all I do is just sit and listen. I ask myself a question on the inside and I listen. And the very first thing that comes to me, that's automatic, not something I think of, that's automatic. It comes just like that. And that's what the book said, and I just started reading the book. Get down. Excuse me. So I'm going to end the video. I enjoy doing these lives now that I'm doing them. I only did like a couple. But I'm enjoying doing them because the more I get on here, the more it just flows. And so maybe I should just get on here and just start talking. I don't know. But it does make me nervous. It really does. So I apologize if I'm not as, I don't know, if I'm not as nice as some people are on their videos. Not that I care, but I just don't want to be offensive to anybody. This is just kind of new for me. I'm not a camera person. So I am going to inbox you natural. And, you know, this is a lot. It's a lot going on. But it's not a lot in a negative way. I feel so strong because the honest truth is I really seriously want people to know who they are on the inside. Not just so that they can ascend, but so that you can have peace. Because the thing is, we are always told to look outside. Look outside. I'll be right back. I'm going to keep talking. We're told to look outside. Look outside. Look outside. But the truth is, there is an inner self that we have that the psychologist Carl Jung and a few other psychologists spoke about and that they talked about. And excuse me, they explained the processes. Bless you. They explained the processes. But then a lot of that science and a lot of those things were pretty much washed out of history or only put in certain places, certain books, and then you don't hear anything about them. And they were replaced with modern psychology. And I have a huge problem with that because when I think about modern psychology, my inner self has always led me back to myself every time I go to therapy, and every time I would ask them for help, every time I would ask them how to or try to get an explanation as to why certain things were happening to me and with me. Whenever I would get ready to get put on medication, my inner self was like, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? Because I don't want to continue to be depressed. I don't want to continue to feel moody and all these other things. But the thing is, I had to get myself to a place where I listen to my inner self and my inner processes. But at first, a long time ago, I didn't really trust it because I didn't know anything about the truth about psychology like I do now. So now that I know what I know, I understand why my inner self always told me and made me stay off of the medication. I could never stay on the medication because my inner self always said, there's nothing wrong with you other than you have been traumatized and you are reacting to the trauma that's not healed, that has not been dealt with or even acknowledged. Give here. So, you know, it's just a lot of things. Believe nothing. Research and question and even chew on every damn thing. I don't give a damn if somebody said hi to you. You may not do it in front of them, but feel the energy of the hi. I'm not playing. Everything needs to be questioned. Everything needs to be analyzed. And maybe that's just how I think. Could be. It could be not. But what I'm saying is nothing should be taken for face value only. And just believe simply because it came out of somebody else's mouth. Because we all have our own microcosm, or we are our own microcosms. So what's true in your world may not be true in mine. Excuse me. For instance, and I'm going to get off. In my world, it can be 78 degrees outside, okay? But in my microcosm, my world, my body, my system, I can be cold. But in yours, you can be hot as hell. You can think it's 90 damn degrees outside, but it's not. It just feels that way. I'm on here looking real rough. I don't give a damn. So there's so much more to our existence than what we can see with our natural eyes, because we have another eye. Why do you think we have another eye? You ever thought about that? I want to talk about that as well. Why do some people get on YouTube and make videos talking about don't open up the third eye? You should have never opened up yours. It's supposed to open up naturally whenever it's ready. And it's not something that you have to force. When what does it say? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Yeah, same thing. So I remember my inner self told me that when I saw videos on YouTube, when my inner self started to tell me about my third eye. And I was scared. And I was always led away from watching videos about it, but about letting it unfold to me on the inside in my own time. Not watching videos on how to do it. Not listening to scary ass videos about it. None of that. And give it here, Jada. And so, when I wondered to myself, I wondered on the inside of myself, why is it that some people have bad experiences with third eye? And I was told that it's because they opened it prematurely and they weren't ready. See, it's like trying to have a baby when you feel like you don't want to be pregnant no more, but you only 5 fucking months, or 7 months, or 8 months. Unless it's time, when you try to force it, it's premature. And you're not going to have good results from cracking the egg if it's not hard, if it's not, hey, you get what I'm saying. But let me get off, because my daughter made a mess. But anyway, I hope that this video really opened up whoever's eyes about anything, or kind of just helped you to understand some things, made you think, because it's too much to think about, and it's not enough people considering thinking, okay, critically at that. Thinking is a sport.